You ever slam your phone down after another late-night food delivery fail and think, if I ran this company, nobody would be waiting 90 minutes for lukewarm fries? Good. Hold on to that spark. Tonight, we make it fuel. See, most people treat anger like a toxic spill. Mop it up, hide the stain, move along. I'm asking you to bottle it, refine it, and fire up an engine that solves the very gripe that triggered you. Because every rant you text to the group chat is a blinking neon arrow that reads, Market Gap. Enter here. Forget billion-dollar fantasies for a second. We're talking micro-franchising. Small, copy-pasted service pods you can launch on a student loan budget but scale like a retro video game glitch. Think food truck fleets that hit college quads right when the dining hall closes. Or 24/7 mini gyms stuffed into empty strip mall corners so nobody has to choose between leg day and early lectures. You pilot the first unit, prove the numbers, document the ops, then hand the playbook to the next hungry captain. Low capex, low ego, high ripple effect. But pause, because impact without integrity is just another racket. The model we're designing leaves communities better than we found them. Employees get a stake, suppliers get fair terms, customers get more than they pay for, period. When margins tighten, you cut your take before you cut their dignity. That's non-negotiable. Now, why rage? Because anger, unrefined, is chaos. Anger, focused, is a laser. It wakes your nervous system the way cold brew slaps your brain at 7 a.m. Only this buzz doesn't crash. It's the emotional proof that something in reality violates your internal code. Translate that violation into a service that repairs the breach, and the market will pay you to keep doing it. Let's ground this. Slow delivery? Build a neighborhood micro-warehouse and contract e-bike couriers who live within 3 blocks. They pocket premium fees. The block gets instant noodles in 10 minutes, and congestion drops. Lame gyms? License a garage fit kit, modular racks, smart mirrors, noise-damp flooring that any landlord can drop into a vacant bay. Members badge in with their phones. You update programming remotely and take a royalty. Overpriced textbooks, spin up a print-on-demand bus that parks outside campus and legally sells open-source course packs at cost, plus a burrito money margin. Add tutoring booths in the off-hours. Share revenue with top students. See the thread? You alchemize irritation into infrastructure. And because you started at micro-scale, the risk stays ankle height. Even if you faceplant, you walk it off. But none of this flies if you're anchored to Comfort Island, scrolling meme feeds. You need battlefield reps. Knocking on, you won't forget them when the 2nd, 3rd, 10th franchisee calls asking why beans are back-ordered. And I know, someone's thinking, sounds great, but I'm just a student, or a barista, or a junior dev. Perfect. Micro-franchising loves underdogs. You're close to the pain points. You spend nothing on suits or marble lobbies. And you can absorb hits a bloated incumbent can't dodge. Your supposed weakness is the moat. So here's the mindset bridge I want you to cross before part 2 drops. Anger is not the enemy. Stagnation is. The next time frustration sparks, don't suppress it, interrogate it. Ask, if I owned the fix, how would it run and who would benefit first? Sketch that on paper. Doesn't need to be pretty. It needs to be real. You've been carrying that anger-powered doodle in your pocket for a week. It's crumpled, coffee-stained, maybe tattooed with yesterday's ramen splash. Good. An idea that still haunts you after 7 days is worth chasing. Now we turn caffeine scribbles into something that breathes outside your notebook. First, zoom out 20,000 feet. Every micro-franchise is built on 3 pillars. Proof, playbook, people. Miss one and the structure wobbles like a 3-legged IKEA stool assembled without the manual. Let's break it down. Storyteller mode on. Proof, the 48-hour reality check before ordering custom hoodies or printing stickers. Run the reality check. 48 hours, 4 moves. Hours 0 through 12. Listen in the wild. Stake out where the frustration actually happens. Outside the dorm mailroom, the underlit weight room, the campus bookstore price gouge aisle. Overhear complaints. Record nothing but quotes and timestamps in your phone. No surveys yet. Eavesdrop like a polite spy. Hour 12 through 24. Micro-interview 5 sufferers. 10 minutes each. 1 rule. You cannot pitch your solution. Only explore their pain. If they start asking for your fix, you know the wound is real. Hour 24:36. Build a 1-page cost sheet. Spreadsheet the bare bones. Supplies, permits, digital tools, a buffer for oops. No fantasy revenue, just expenses. Seeing real numbers keeps you from floating off like a helium balloon of optimism. Hour 36 through 48. Smoke test the offer. Toss up a poster, an Instagram story, or literal chalk on the sidewalk. 10-minute laundry lockers? DM spin. Count responses. 0 bites. Pivot angle. 3 people begging for a slot? You've got pulse. Success 48 hours. No consultants, no parents' permission slip. The goal isn't perfection. It's removing delusion. Playbook. Document as you go. The moment something works, you deliver a hot sandwich in 8 minutes flat. Or a student walks away, clutching a $12 open source course pack. Freeze frame. Write down every micro step while it's fresh. Which supplier answered on the first ring? How far you biked? What the locker code was? Video yourself folding boxes if you have to. Future franchisees aren't buying equipment. They're buying clarity. The more granular your notes, the less chaos they inherit. Pro tip, record the ugly bits too. The call that dropped, the cartwheel that snapped. When you sell a franchise, the honesty becomes a trust accelerant. Nobody likes manuals that read like glossy propaganda. They love ones with coffee stains and margin scribbles that say, "Watch out, delivery dog likes to chew cords." 3. People. Partners, not widgets. Community value means your team can afford the service they provide. Your customers leave better off than they arrived, and your suppliers never feel squeezed. That's the ethical trifecta. Practical translation. Every courier, tutor, or trainer gets a revenue share. Even if it's 5%, the psychological switch from employee to stakeholder melts apathy. No junk fees. Be transparent the way glass is transparent. List costs upfront. No processing surprise at checkout. Your brand becomes the anti-scam. Debt that doesn't chain you. Skip interest-loaded loans, bootstrap, pre-sale memberships, or crowdfund equity from the very neighborhood you're serving. Clean money equals clean sleep. When you nail those 3 pillars, scaling no longer feels like patching potholes. It's more like pressing Control-C, Control-V on success. Story break. The laundry locker legend. Meet Jada, junior year engineering major, sick of lugging wet clothes from a busted dorm washer. She laser-focused on the anger, snagged 2 unused custodial closets, installed stackable washers-dryers she leased by the month, and slapped NFC locks on the doors. Students booked $5 slots through a no-code app template. Jada texted codes from calculus class. Within 3 weeks, the units were slammed, 6 a.m. to a.m. She documented every detergent pod and door swing, packaged it as pocket laundry, and licensed locker kits to 3 other campuses by semester's end. Total upfront per location, under $2,000. Margin, north of 60%. Rage-proof playbook people, textbook. Guardrails. When profit meets principle. The magnetism of money can warp good intentions if you don't set boundaries now. Momentum rituals. Last piece for today. Momentum beats motivation. Schedule non-negotiable pulses into your calendar. Tuesday, prototype tweaks. Thursday, cost sheet audits. Saturday, street listening. Treat those meetings like final exams. Over time, discipline compounds louder than hype videos. Part 3. We wire this engine for nationwide expansion and drop the action dare. Right now, carve out the next 48 hours. Yes, they'll collide with streams, parties, endless scrolls. That tension is the filter separating hobbyists from builders. Choose the builder lane. The multiply button. Parts 1 and 2 dragged your idea from a late-night complaint into a street-tested prototype. Respect. Few make it this far. Now we hit the multiply button, turning one humming outpost into a swarm that blankets cities, states, continents. Scale isn't about turning the volume knob. It's about building speakers that clone themselves. 1. The franchise kit. Build once, deploy forever. Picture a suitcase that, when opened, spills out a business in perfect sequence. Storefront layout schematics, day 1 inventory checklist, onboarding videos, vendor contacts, brand fonts, pricing guardrails, customer support macros, even the TikTok hook line that converts casual scrollers into paying regulars. Create that kit. Then keep hacking it cleaner after every rollout. Your rule: no franchisee should ask a question twice. If 3 owners ping you about Wi-Fi router settings, record a 2-minute tutorial and drop it in the knowledge bank. Systematic clarity crushes chaos faster than heroics ever could. 2. Digital Command Center. Numbers over nerves. Install lightweight dashboards for live metrics, delivery timestamps, locker turnarounds, customer satisfaction pings, break-even countdowns. Color code thresholds. Green hums along. Yellow needs a tweak. Red sets off your phone at 2 a.m. Emotion is a great ignition fuel, but at scale, you drive by instruments, not vibes. And because data drives trust, pipe selective stats to the public site. Average order-to-door time this week, kilowatts saved via e-bikes, dollars reinvested in local fix-ups. Radical transparency isn't marketing fluff, it's the magnet that pulls in both customers and future operators tired of opaque monopolies. 3. Culture firewall. Keep the soul while you clone. Growth attracts shortcuts like a picnic attracts ants. Write non-negotiables in stone. Safe labor, fair split, percentages locked in the franchise agreement. Supplier dignity, pay them on the dot every time. Community dividend, a fixed slice, funneled marketing flywheel, customer to co-storyteller. Your best ads are the mouths you just fed, trained, or unburdened. Hand every satisfied user a digital postcard. Record a 15-second reel of your locker pickup or 8-minute burrito drop. Tag us, and the next order's on us. User-generated proof beats any billboard. Over time, the story becomes folklore. That new city's binge before you ever arrive. 6. Capital without chains. Banks will dangle big checks once your numbers flash green. Breathe. Compare the cost of capital, not just in interest rates, but in sleep lost and conscience warped. Crowdfund loyal customers, ally with mission-aligned funds, or bootstrap via operating cash. The point is simple. Money must serve the model, never bend it. 7. Exit strategy that still elevates. Even if your dream is to run this empire until the sun burns out, draft exit scenarios. Potential buyers, license transfers, management buyouts. Map the terrain now. Insert clauses that preserve wage splits and community dividends post-sale. Legacy is what happens to your creation when you're not in the room. 8. Founder fitness. Scaling a business that refuses to exploit anyone is a marathon run at sprint pace. Guard your engine. Sleep, non-negotiables. Turn the phone face down, airplane mode, same hour, nightly. Mind deloads. 1 tech-free day per week. Walk unfamiliar streets. Breathe. Listen. Peer circle. Surround yourself with people who tell you the unvarnished truth. Flattery is startup sugar. You need protein. Every revolution tilts on a single hinge moment. The day you decide talk is finished and the gate gets thrown open. That day is today. Action Dare, the 7-day swarm. Clone your pilot. By tonight, list every asset required to replicate your existing unit. Equipment, scripts, suppliers, software. Tomorrow, tighten the list until it could fit in a shared Google Drive folder. Recruit your first operator. Within 72 hours, pitch one person who shares the original frustration. Sell them the vision, but hand over the ugly truths too. If they still bite, you found alignment. Set a launch clock. Together, pick a countdown date no more than 4 weeks out. Shout the date publicly, your socials, their socials, a printed flyer on a literal pole. Social pressure is steel reinforced accountability. Document live capture. Daily snippets, supplier calls, paint drying, first customer grin. Publish raw, not polished. The internet roots for builders mid-mess. Report back. Day 7. Post your progress, numbers, and one brutal lesson learned with the hashtag anger to action. Tag this show. Transparency will scare off posers and attract allies who propel you further. Complete the dare